Inside this historic building in Walnut Hills, a group of senior citizens are on the verge of losing their homes.
The Alexandria apartment complex has served as a neighborhood landmark for more than 100 years. And 16 years ago, it was upgraded and built as low-income housing for senior citizens. Reporter Monique John explains what happened and the new fight that residents are gearing up for.
Driving along Gilbert Avenue or Taft Street in Walnut Hills, it is almost impossible to miss the formidable, majestic Alexandria Apartments complex.
It was one of the most convenient buildings that I could live in. We have a lot of things around, and it's good for me because of my disabilities.
George Smith, like a number of his fellow tenants at the Alexandria, have been living in the building for many years. The building was renovated and reopened as a low-income senior living facility back in 2004. But now, the building is up for sale, meaning its vulnerable residents could be forced to leave.
It's frustrating because I don't know if I got to get ready to move or not.
The shakeup came when the owner of the property, which is controlled by the Miller Valentine Group, failed to refinance the building last December. The note on the building was then sold to an out-of-state lender called Fairview Loans, who then decided to foreclose, prompting the Alexandria to be put up for sale. Residents currently have another 3 years to live in the building, but they are waging a legal battle so that the new owner would be required to honor the full 30-year commitment that is in the Alexandria's contract as a senior living facility. That would mean residents would get to stay for another 13 years, not just 3. In court, residents argue the building must be kept affordable because of its tax credits from the Internal Revenue Code. Tenants also say that the building is fully occupied and that they have been paying their rent, so there was no reason for the owner not to refinance.
The low-income use restriction is good for 30 years. Tenants have a right to enforce it, and the only way that the ownership can get out of it is if there's a legitimate foreclosure, and we intend to show that the foreclosure is not legitimate.
Smith says he's optimistic because the judge is on their side and the tenants have strong support in the community. Still, he and his fellow residents are worried. Many of them don't know where else to go. It's also uncertain when the court will make its decision about whether residents can stay for the Alexandria's full affordable housing time commitment.
We need to fight for people that are low income. We need more buildings in this community for low-income people because they are people too. And with this crisis going on, we don't need people that's sitting out here on the street getting sick.
Walnut Hills, Monique John, WCPO 9 News.